it really just makes me frustrated.
Vendors don't do what they say they're going to do, and tenants also don't do what they say they will do. And that is why property management is the worst thing to be in. I'm going out to a property right now to do a showing, and we're going to go to the east side of Knoxville, and it'll be worthwhile for me to do this if the showings are going well, what people think about the units. It gives me a better scope on knowing when to price drop, when to give special offers. When properties would get leased super fast a couple years ago, oftentimes you're wondering if you're leaving money on the table, and so you could increase price as well. I mean, it's an open market. As long as your listings all say the same thing across all platforms, you're completely allowed to increase price whenever you wish. It makes me feel like when I have these monthly meetings with these landlords I manage for, I can really speak in depth past maybe my competitor's leadership that's coming up with like some frilly excuse on why the unit's not getting rented or why something's going wrong. I'm just not the type of person to just come up with like an excuse. I want a real reason why something is not working or why something is working, because I'm a business owner, and I think it's important for a business owner to always just talk on the real variables that make or break performance of the service or product you sell. And the only way to do that is to be at the properties. And so whether that's me relying on my team to give me good information or me going myself, that's honestly why the product and service is so sticky, because we do the work and there's no secret behind it. I run all the Facebook Marketplace advertisements to this day for my company because it gives me just a little bit of pulse on the market. My team will handle all the Zillow, apartments.com, realtor.com, rent.com, rentalbeast.com, obviously our own website and the sign we have at the property for people to schedule viewings. If I can try to get a unit rented, then I know how the sales process feels because I'm doing the same thing that my staff is doing, which is nurturing leads, getting showing scheduled, running applications, and trying to get a lease signed. And so when things get a little slow or I feel like we're not performing well enough internally for that landlord, or I just kind of feel guilty that we haven't generated cash flow for the unit, I start getting involved. I start hammering it down because I don't want anyone that has a rental property under our management to feel like they're not being taken care of and they're not in good hands. They are in good hands. This also gives them a good insight of like what I do during the day, what their lives will look like early on when they don't have a staff, and what it can be in the future, 3-4 years down the road when you're building a company the size that Stonebrook is now. So I have staff members that work for me watching this video. I have my current clients watching me right now. I have future landlords that want to start doing business with me probably watching me right now. And I have students wanting to learn how to become a property manager and own a property management company watching this video right now. So that's like 4 massive reasons why I continually make these videos. My biggest insecurities right now probably would be losing a client, like a landlord. I don't want to lose landlords because I want to be able to have a stable business. So like having a stable business is one of my biggest insecurities. I always feel like if one thing goes wrong, everything's going to start going wrong, and that's scary. Okay, well, what do I make per month, and what's my revenue? My revenue is like over $40,000 a month typically, and the business nets roughly like $20,000. Just depends on if I write a big check for being a sponsor or want to do something cool that month or a Christmas party, whatever you name it. I still have things that stress me out. So if you don't hit your volume numbers, you won't get your bonuses, and those bonuses make or break whether you make good money or literally just wasted your time away. As a small creator, even though I don't get massive views all the time or ever on this YouTube channel, it has brought me opportunity, and it makes people feel comfortable working with me because they see the human in me. I got one of my videos popping off right now on Instagram. That's honestly where I get most of my audience. I've gotten like 60 to 70 car salesmen to follow me, trying to figure out what this industry is. And it's cool because to them, it's like I'm just a dude that made it off the lot. And that is hard to do because the car industry will literally suck you in right out of the car sales. I bought a wholesaling course called Astro Flipping. It was like $7,000 at the time. And I wrote the check because I was making the money and I wasn't spending it because I was just trying to find my way out of the car lot. One of the steps in the wholesaling course was just to go introduce yourself to other wholesalers, because when you're in that industry, you can kind of network through deals and make a lot of money just by pushing other people's deals to your buyer's list. So I did that. I got chickeny. I took a sales job with a wholesaling company, took a massive pay cut, but was willing to do it so I could learn the skills. Within like 4 or 5 months, I left that company, did it on my own for 2 years. For those 2 years, I had an LLC. I was generating revenue. I was spending money on marketing. I was trying to train a sales team to at least, schedule calls for me. I've never been successful other than this industry, property management, to get 10 staff members on the same page towards the same end goal. I mean, a lot of my people that work with me, they have family members that work with them alongside the maintenance, the leasing, the billing, all these departments we have, and it is a blast. And I know I have a better team because of that, and it directly reflects the amount of clients that want to work with Stonebrook. That's why I want to coach people, is because it's the one thing I do believe in. And I also think that it's awesome how you don't have to be an amazing salesperson to be good in property management, although that's my main skill set. You can use them in the beginning when you haven't had any proof of concept that you're good at managing properties. But then as you build your name and portfolio that you manage, you'll soon realize it's all about the product. Right now we're roughly at like 384, give or take 5 or 10 up or down, as we navigate this spring. It really just makes me frustrated. Show up here and a guy messages me. He's like, yeah, I couldn't get off work at 2, so sorry about that. And I prepped him this morning and did everything I could. And I've done this in these videos multiple times where people just don't show up, and then I keep showing up and the property gets rented. And so right now, even though it feels like it's a waste of time and people never do as they say, you just gotta keep showing up, because that's why the landlord pays you. Like, people are unpredictable. That is why you get paid as a property manager, because you need to be predictable. I have to have so many staff members hired on our team because the lack of organization and predictability of the parties we need to work with, like vendors and tenants. Vendors don't do what they say they're going to do, and tenants also don't do what they say they will do. And that is why property management is the worst thing to be in, and why landlords hate it. But that's also the same exact reason why I do it, because nobody else wants to do it. So right here is the common door. So you come in here and there's a unit on your left and your right. So this is the right unit, 1 bedroom, and then there's a 1 bedroom here. You swing in, and it actually has a new window unit, and then small little living room and kitchen right here. And then you just go back and you got your little 1 bedroom. And these are under $1,000 a month with certain utilities included. Don't quote me, but I think it's like trash and water potentially. I'd have to look at the listing. But brand new sheetrock, everything. Here's your bathroom. Brand new vanity. toilet, shower, everything. I mean, these are freaking nice. And we're trying to get some people to rent them because they are super good units. This is the 1-bedroom we're in. And then as you come out, you have the kitchen and the living room. And a young professional could live here and get a ton of value, save a ton of money, and have skylights. Do I just suck at leasing this thing? Like, this is nice. And it's all because it looks like a garage from the outside. So stepping out once again, here's the other door. And then look at, this is the outside. And I don't really know how to tell the landlord to make it look any better. I manage the 5-unit right here. This house is a 5-plex, and then this is a duplex. And these units are nice. So if you know anybody, Knoxville, East Side, 109 North Cruise. And then boom, right here is your sign. Scan the QR code right there. It'll take you to the website, and you can schedule a viewing from there. We make it super easy for people. You can even, if you're some old lady that doesn't like the internet, you can call this phone number and they will send you a link or schedule it on your behalf. So we got all the ways to get someone to show up, but they don't ever show up because they drive by or they're busy on work and they say, oh, this isn't nice, and they keep driving because they see the photos online that are super nice that's inside right here. And it's just, it is what it is, but we'll get someone eventually. But look at this place. It's nice. Side note, I have lived in shacks in college. I literally had a place called The Shack, and I shared it with a buddy of mine, and it was a studio way smaller than that. I paid like $600 back in the day, so that's high rent for 2016 to live in a hut where the pilot light for the unit was below my bed and could light the whole place on fire, and I had a chipmunk living in the wall that would like make a nest at night, and I could hear it. I mean, it helped me sleep sometimes, but bottom line is, these are efficiency units for people trying to save money and live in something that's not disgusting, super clean, and you know, we're not going to raise rent on people crazy. I mean, probably not at all, don't quote me, but the market's not shifting in a direction where we're going to go up $25-$30 a year. So on to the next scene. Thanks for listening to the Gab.
So I had 2 showings out here in Lenore City scheduled, both flaked. And I had one that we were just at in East Knoxville, and that one flaked. So 3 out of 3 people that I spoke to yesterday, around 5 to 8 p.m. yesterday, confirmed this morning, none of them showed up. So it's just, I had an option to basically end this video and say, oh, well, great day. It's like, no, today kind of sucks, and that is what it is. And that's okay, because the law of averages will come through and tell the truth. And if we just keep showing up, things get gone. I've done these videos for you in the past, and guess what? Those houses that I had trouble with, they're rented. They're rented at good prices, and we're cash flowing. And what I'm trying to get at is, like, you just gotta have these holes where people don't show up, because it confirms that our sales funnel is not being too restrictive with what we're trying to get. Basically, the market is making the decision on the price because we're always available. We're always ready to respond, communicate, text back, call any time of day for scheduling a showing, running an application, signing a lease, negotiating in between. Those are all things that we do at 10 o'clock at night, all the way as soon as like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. Like, we're rolling and we're doing these things. So anyways, at the end of the day, if you're a tenant, if you're not a tenant, rent's due.